A grandmother is said to have died after being savaged by an American bulldog which turned on her as she tried to break up fight between two hounds. Anne Dunn, 65, died at her home in Vauxhall, Liverpool, of catastrophic injuries after the horror in October last year. An inquest has now heard that the Gran was most likely trying to break up a fight between two of the dogs, before one turned on her. Senior coroner for Liverpool and Wirral Andre Rebello said, she was looking after family dogs at her home. More likely than not she separated two dogs from fighting, securing one in the kitchen. The other dog has then attacked her, causing severe, fatal injuries. The Gerard Majella courthouse heard how Anne had been meant to pick up her grandchild from school on the afternoon of October 3, but failed to show. Family members then went to check on her, with the coroner adding, they looked through the letterbox and saw Anne lying in the hallway, unresponsive, and she was in a pool of blood with blood on her body. She was tragically pronounced dead at 4:30 p.m. that day. The inquest heard how there were 5 American bulldogs, belonging to Anne's son Stephen, and a Jack Russell crossbreed and a 10-week-old Labrador living in the house at the time. Stephen said the dogs had not been violent towards humans, but 2 of the male American bulldogs had started fighting each other, and he was once hurt trying to separate them. On the day Anne died, she phoned her son at about 1:20 p.m. to say that she was letting one of the hounds out of the bedroom because he had been crying. Stephen warned his mum to keep 2 of the dogs separate to stop them fighting. He was arrested on suspicion of being the owner of a dog dangerously out of control at 5:50 p.m. that day and told officers, "My mum's just died, you have no respect." When interviewed, he provided a prepared statement in which he denied breeding dogs or having a website advertising dog breeding. He said all dogs were chipped and registered but refused to provide chip details, the inquest was told. Stephen agreed to sign over the 5 adult bull breeds to police and the dogs were euthanized, Mr. Rebello said. The inquest was told following advice from the Crown Prosecution Service no further action was taken against Stephen. A post-mortem found the 65-year-old died of multiple dog bite injuries. In the days after Anne's death, tributes quickly flooded in for the lovely Gran. At the time, neighbor resident Kathleen Ladd, 72, said, "I've known her family for many years because her husband's mother knew my mother's friend. She was a lovely, happy lady who was always very friendly. She enjoyed her life. This has come as terrible shock because she was a good friend." Another resident said the woman had lived on the Crescent for more than 30 years. "As far as I know, she lived there with her husband and 2 children. She was a friendly lady and would always stop and chat.